Hey guys, it's Luna. So I am going to do a quick astrology video to kind of say what the heck's going on. We are going to talk about retrogrades. If you see me looking down, it's because I have all these note cards because it's a lot, man. A lot. So, first off, what is a retrograde? According to NASA, a retrograde is when a planet looks as if it is moving backwards in the sky. This is only an illusion, and it is caused by the planets traveling around the sun at different speeds. And so when the Earth is going faster than another planet, blah, 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 it creates that illusion that this one's going backwards, this one's staying still, all that good stuff. So, I memorized that note card. All right. So each planet that has a retrograde also has what's known as a shadow period. This is when days or weeks before the actual retrograde or after, you have a period where you still feel the effects of these retrogrades, but they are not as strong as when the planets are in retrograde. And also during retrogrades, the planets will line up differently, causing different aspects like trines, squares, oppositions, all that good stuff, which we will talk about in a later video. But that will have an effect on the energies. It can make you feel really low one day, or you'll feel like energized, and the pros of the retrograde. So now let's get into the actual retrogrades. So, of course, the first retrograde, the most common retrograde, and the one we all love to hate, Mercury. Mercury is ruled by Gemini and Virgo. Geminis being communication, they can see both sides of the story. Virgos, they're the perfectionist of the group, and they help with like the technology and all that. So Mercury is the planet of communication, travel, technology, basically everything Gemini, and most popularly, well, as most know it, Gemini is the most common for this planet, Virgo. But this is a time where conflicts, arguments are going to come up. You are going to have car trouble. You're going to have computer crashing. It's all, if it can go wrong, it will. You also have bad communication during this time. So stuff's going to fly out of your mouth. Stuff's going to fly out of other people's mouths. So it's actually a good time for you to see truths. Get your truth spoken out, things that you've held in and everything. Like, it brings out what we weren't facing. Like, if your car broke down, it's because you weren't taking care of your car in the first place. Like, my car's broke down right now. So, I can say that with 100% certainty that I'm not the best with car maintenance, and it has a lot to do with me. And partially the virus, because my car sat for a little bit, because I was off for a little bit. Kind of missed those days. But this is a time, like in Tarot, Virgo is represented by the Hermit. Like, you need to self-care, self-reflect during this time. It's not a good time to start relationships or businesses and stuff, but that doesn't mean that you can't figure out where you need to be in order to get on the path for that once the retrograde ends. Pretty simple stuff. But that happens, forgot to say that, about 3 to 4 times a year. That's why Mercury is the most common. It retrogrades the most. These are not in a specific order. Mercury is just most common, is why it's first. And it does retrograde the most. But this happens for about 3 weeks every time that it happens. So now we are going to talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is another planet that is retrograde right now. Yay. Jupiter is known for luck. It's the planet of luck, and it is ruled by fiery Sagittarius. The universe loves giving you blessings. When you're on your life path, you'll notice the law of attraction and everything kicks in. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're good to go. The universe is going to be like, here you go. But sometimes you have to get up and work for it. And that's what this retrograde does. It shows you where you need to move your ass, basically. You have to take risk. You have to have a leap of faith. You have to create your own destiny. The universe can only do so much. If you're sitting at home all the time in your room, how is the universe going to give you a blessing? I don't know what you expect. But that happens once a year for around 4 months. Sorry I'm going through these super fast, but got to keep these under 30 minutes because people have shit to do. So, the next one up is Saturn. Saturn is ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn are very hardworking, but they self-sabotage a lot more than what people realize. This happens once a year for about 4 to 5 months. In Roman mythology, Saturn is the god of agriculture, social order, conformity, founder of civilizations, and that's what this planet is. The planet of karma and limitations, conform. The rings of Saturn represent it being restricted. Think of it that way. These are the things stopping us, holding us back. It's the steps we try to skip. For instance, we try to force a relationship or stay at a dead-end job or something. It's things that we are ignoring, but we know are holding us back. It's also with being the planet of karma, you are going to get a karmic awakening. If you're not on your life path, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel down. You're going to feel discouraged. You're going to be like, what have I been doing with my life? On the opposite end, if you are where you're supposed to be in life, or at least you're trying to be, you're following the life path, you're going to be attracting all the good things, and it'll become a powerful retrograde for you. I am a Saturn Capricorn. I'm also a Gemini Mercury. I have a lot of ruling planets and zodiacs in my sign for sure. I think that's it on this. I'm trying to go fast. Okay, so up next, then another planet that is going now because we have all 5. I don't know. It's on here though. We have Neptune, though. Neptune is ruled by Pisces. Pisces are dreamers. They create illusions, and that's what this planet represents. Our subconscious, our creative abilities, our artistic abilities, all that stuff, the dreamy stuff. This is going to definitely bring out your creative side if you are on the right path. So you could be starting a new endeavor, or at least building up to start a new endeavor. You could be turning hobbies into money. You could be doing so much stuff creatively to put more freedom and stuff in your life. This happens once a year, 6 to 7 months. So it happens quite frequently for the most part because it's retrogrades for a long time, I feel like. But on the opposite side, if you are not where you should be, you've created all these illusions of how your life is supposed to turn out, it's going to crash all of those down on you. You're not going to want that to happen. You're going to get a reality check to stop living in this fantasy world that you've created. Life isn't perfect. It's never how we're supposed to be, how we think it's supposed to be. Like, we have to cut that stuff out so we can see what we're actually needing and supposed to be doing. And with this being the ruler of like the subconscious and everything, you're also going to listen to your subconscious more. You're going to trust your inner voices, or if you're on the negative side, you're going to deny that, which is bad. And you need to open up that chakras, them chakras. Wow, I can't talk because of the Mercury retrograde. Anyways, but this is a good time to connect spiritually with the universe, with yourself. Do dream work. Like, your dreams are going to be heightened. Like, anything that connects you to other realms, all of that stuff is going to be heightened during this time. It's actually pretty great. But these illusions that you create can be in anything. They could be in your finances, your relationships, hobbies, like anything that is basically a lie that you've created. So, up next, and another wonderful planet that is in retrograde, is Pluto. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. I am a Scorpio Pluto, as well as my whole generation, basically. We are the generation to transform the world. Like, you can look around and see we don't shut up. We ask why. We question everything, and there's good reason to. Like, it's crazy how people acted before us, and we're just coming in like, y'all, this isn't working. We are going to transform the world. I'm always saying that, and that is what Pluto is all about. Transformation, growth, and death. Everything Scorpios represent. That's why we are definitely the most powerful generation. Yes, I'm biased. I don't care. But this happens once a year for about 6 to 7 months, where Saturn brings all of your restrictions to light. Pluto's here to actually end the cycles. Like, death is not always a physical death. It's the death of a cycle. It's the death of something that you weren't supposed to be doing, like relationships, jobs, anything that you walk away from to grow, to transform your life. With this being in Scorpio, Scorpios are very occult like. We love it. I'm also Scorpio moon. We like to do a lot of shadow work and stuff. This is a great time for that. Look inside yourself. Get the answers for yourself to see where you need to transform and grow. I think that's it for that. Okay, so this retrograde just ended, but we are still in a shadow effect until July 29th. And that lovely goddess who everybody overhypes because this retrograde is one of the worst in the world, and that is Venus. Like, Venus is portrayed as this beautiful goddess, and she's killing us. She definitely, like, my love life was like, whoa, not good, not okay. Not okay. And it was in Gemini, and I'm a Gemini Venus. So that was terrific. Absolutely. But Venus is ruled by Taurus and commonly known Libra. This happens about every 18 months for about 4 to 6 weeks. Your relationships are all going to get shook up. It's most commonly known for love. But this is anybody you have a bond with. This is your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody that you talk to on a regular, that you form those relationships with and stuff. It's going to bring conflict to them. Your exes are going to return. Kind of like Mercury, but intensified in the relationship department. Yay. It was awful, I'm telling you. I had a breakup. I know many people had a breakup, and I know it was for the best because total F-boy status. Trying not to say the F word on here, but I dropped the F-bomb more than a sailor. So, I feel you. Like, this retrograde sucked. I can't wait until after the shadow effect. But on the positive side, this is a time to let go of that. You're going to get things out that were bottled up, let those out, let everything out, and put it all on the table. Like, this is a make it or break it moment for any relationship. You're going to, if you make it through this, then you made it through. Like, you guys are good. But if not, you weren't going to make it. And this just called you out on the bullshit about it. But this is especially important for your life path. A lot of us have this tendency to believe that we're supposed to marry this person, or we love this person so much, or this is a karmic soulmate, blah, 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 which that could be true. But karmic soulmates are 9 times out of 10 toxic. Like, that's not what a soulmate is. So you get this image in your head. You're like, yes, this is my soulmate. My tarot reader said it was, blah, blah, blah. That's not always a good thing at all, which we will get into that stuff too with the soulmate astrology and karmic astrology and blah, blah, blah. But you could have been on a past life with this person. Like, anything could have happened. But that doesn't mean that it's supposed to work. It means that you didn't learn that lesson that the universe has been trying to tell you over and over. And it sucks. It blows. I hate it. But it is much needed because we want to receive our rewards and all of that stuff. So, the next one is Uranus. Ha ha ha. I said Uranus. So, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. My brother's an Aquarius. Aquarius are very free-spirited, but they are smart. Like, they just hide it behind this stupid hippie vibe that they give off. And I mean, they're like the best people in the world. Don't get me wrong. Like, he is literally my favorite person to go out and party with and stuff. And he is smart. He sees things from all angles. Like, definitely very underrated. I won't admit that to an Aquarius's face, but yes, you've seen it here. I do love all the signs. They have their pros and cons. This happens once a year for about 5 to 6 months. This is the planet of innovation, change, revolution. So this is the time to see where you are lacking. You have to readjust your plans to move forward, and you have to think more logically. Aquarius is an air sign. Air signs are all about the intellect, like clear thinking. We will cut through that stuff with a sword. No problem. I have a lot of Gemini in me. Like, I love air signs. True story. So, unlike Neptune, that crashed down all these illusions, these are things that we know aren't working. This isn't some fantasy that we created. This is some dead-end job or relationship that we chose to stay in because of loneliness, because of timing, because of whatever personal reason we had. We ignored it. We didn't want to face our destiny at that moment. We didn't want to be wrong. But we knew the whole time that it was all wrong. For sure. So now you have to stand face to face with these things. You have to free your soul like those free-spirited Aquarius. You have to let your wild side out. I dropped that on the floor. Okay, last but not least is Mars. Mars is ruled by Aries and very commonly known Scorpio as well. This happens about every 2 years for about 70 days, so it is one of the least common planet retrogrades that we see. It is named after the god of war. So this represents like our anger, our drive, sexual desires, our energy. It's very passionate. It's passionate in the bad way and it's passionate in the good way. Like, it's got that fiery Aries spirit, which if you know any Aries, you know how they are. Like, my son's an Aries. So, this brings out our inner fighter, the soldier that we all have within, to stand up and fight for what we need and hopefully what we want. Well, what we want in the end, but we might not know we want it. So, this brings it to the surface to get us to where we need to be. We try to push this down and hide it a lot, like fear of hurting people, fear of being wrong, anything. But you have to think like an Aries during this time and just go. Like, take the risk. That's really like these retrogrades get such a negative effect, but if you shut up and listen and do what you're supposed to be doing, it's going to be great. I'm telling you. But that is all I have for you today. Those are the basics of the retrogrades. If you guys have any questions, you can comment down below. Definitely comment down below in any ways, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You can also hit me up on Facebook. I will link that down below, and I can help you with tarot readings, charts, all that stuff. I am pretty busy right now. I have like 3 charts that I'm doing and stuff, reports. So it may take a few days, but I will get to it. And also, if there is something you want to see, I am going to make that moon video hopefully later today. I got to do my tarot reads and stuff while my children are gone. But hopefully I can get that at least recorded and stuff. But if there's something you want to see, I'm also going to start a witchy series. I'm trying to figure out what video to do of that today. So if there's anything that you guys want to see or have questions of, just let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye!